Welcome to Hildy's Homestead. I'm Hildy, and it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the middle of September. And I just thought I would stop what I was doing and working in my garden, as I often am. And I just thought I would stop because I have a question for you guys. I have a garden one of my gardens is basically just a plot, and it's separated into 4 beds. And I'm just preparing it for the winter time. So normally I don't turn over soil in the springtime or the fall. I believe that there's all kinds of things that are alive in the soil, worms and bugs and fungi and all kinds of stuff like that we want to have living in the soil that's beneficial for the plants. So I try not to disturb the soil too much if I don't have to. I will aerate it when I'm planting. I will maybe add a little compost or leaf mulch or something like that if I feel that it's necessary, but I really try not to do this whole thing where I rototiller the soil or anything like that. Having said that, like I said, my garden is divided into 4 beds, and the closer I get to the far end of the property, the more soil becomes in the beds. So my first beds are really beautiful, light, fluffy, rich soil with lots of worms and bugs, and plants do great, and then they progressively get worse. So the last bed closest to the property here, I'm in farm country, so the last bed, noisy here today. The last bed has progressively more and more soil in it. So it really didn't do well this year. I dug it up a little bit where I was planting stuff in particular, but I didn't turn over the whole thing. I didn't add anything to the soil. And I tried to grow a lot of root vegetables. In the past I had grown radishes, and they came out really well in the soil in spite of the clay. And this year, again, I tried radishes, I tried sweet potatoes, I tried potatoes, I did acorn squash, I did, all kinds of things like that. And really nothing, I didn't get anything. I didn't get any sweet potatoes, I didn't get any radishes, I didn't get any potatoes. I got 3 acorn squash off a huge plant. The plant did surprisingly well, but there was not a lot of fruit on it. There weren't even a lot of weeds in the bed. I have wild mustard growing out here, and morning glory. So those grew in the bed, but everything else didn't grow. Even the normal weeds that grow weren't interested in this bed. So I'm taking the opportunity now as I clear up the beds. Like I said, I don't usually turn over the soil. I'll just do a chop and drop or add something to the soil. But for this last bed, what I'm doing is I'm pulling everything up. I'm really taking a shovel, turning everything over, and I'm going to mix in some compost, some leaf mulch, maybe some wood chips. They take a while to break down, but if I can't grow anything in the bed anyway, then what's the difference, right? So I haven't decided quite yet, but I'll amend the soil to try and make it a little better. All that to say that I would like to know, what do you guys do when you're closing up your gardens in the fall or for winter? I want to know, it may make a difference as to what kind of a garden you have. I have an in-ground garden. Do you have an in-ground garden? Do you have a raised bed garden? Are you gardening on pots on your balcony? It depends on what you want to grow in your garden. It depends on if you're growing perennials or vegetables, or if you're having a market garden and you really need control over the garden, the soil and what's coming out, and production has to be tight. Let's say you're selling lettuce at a flea market or something like that. You need to really have good control over your garden, so maybe you don't have the option to not disturb your soil. And you have to rototiller it and amend it every year. So I'm curious what you guys do, what kind of gardens you have, what you're growing, and how you close up your gardens for the year. Do you cover it for the year? Do you put anything on it? Sorry, guys. Yeah, so let me know. I'm really interested. I think that gardens are like people. I think that they're different. You know, it depends on where you are, of what you're growing, what your environment is, what your soil is like, and all kinds of other things. Your own personal preferences and capabilities of what you can do. You know, we all have different resources, so that may come into play for you. So I would like to know what you guys do. Let me know. I'm really interested. Leave a comment below, or make your own video, or drop me a line, send me a message. You can always send me a message through Hildy's Homestead on Facebook. You know, I'm pretty receptive. I try to check in there at least a few times a day, so I try to be pretty receptive to messages there if you want to say something to me, if you're not comfortable putting in a comment here. But I really am interested. I want to know. I think that the more information that we share with each other, the better we're going to all be at this. And like I said, I think it's really a case-by-case scenario. You know, I don't think that there's like, you must always do it this way, or, you know, it depends. It depends on what kind of soil you have and what you want to grow, and does it need amending. And I have 4 beds that are, it's literally one plot completely, and it's just divided into 4 by pieces of wood, and from one end of it to the other end of it, the soil is different. And so I have to do something different. So I can, you know, I can only imagine what other people are doing. So again, let me know. I'm really interested. If you have anything else you want to share, definitely let me know. If there's anything else not related to this that you want to ask or you'd like me to discuss, let me know that as well. Okay, so I'm going to get my lazy butt back to work, and thanks so much. Bye.